I was just taking a picture. I wasn't asking for an interview.
I don't want you to cover me. If you're covering this rally, I'm leaving right now. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I don't do any media with the rebel.
It is a very sunny day here in downtown Vancouver, where the United We Roll convoy has just arrived from Red Deer, Alberta. You might remember the United We Roll convoy. They originally went to Ottawa from Red Deer, Alberta. Thousands of kilometers they traveled with a message that Albertans want Bill C-48 and C-69 scrapped. Now, of course, those bills have made some progress since United We Roll arrived on Justin Trudeau's doorstep, and now they come to Vancouver with a message of Canadian unity. I'm going to speak with some of the folks that were actually on the convoy. I didn't join them on the road this time. I met them in Vancouver. I'm going to speak with some people who were on the convoy and see what kind of time they had traveling across the British Columbian interior. Tell me, what was the drive like from Alberta to BC? How was it different from the one to Ottawa?
First of all, it was not minus 28 or minus 30, and there was no snow on the ground.
What was the reception like?
We had a lot of good reception from people at every place we stopped. A lot of support on the highway, people honking, thumbs up, stuff like that. For one hater, there was 100 lovers. That's the way the world really is, and people should wake up to that.
What's your message to John Horgan and the people of Vancouver?
Wake up, Alberta supports you, support us, and we can make this work. It's real simple. Start having conversations with us. We ain't that bad. We're good folks, just like you. We're all Canadians. We're all Canadians.
We've seen a lot of support here. There's a fair bit, a little bit of negativity, but for the most part, it's all been positive. So I've been really happy with what we've gotten for feedback from the local people. So it's all through the small towns and stuff. It's all been really good. Yeah. So yeah.
What's your message to the people of Vancouver or to Premier John Horgan?
My message is that as Canadians, we have to work together so that our resources, we're supporting each other and promoting each other. Alberta should be promoting BC. Alberta should be promoting Saskatchewan. Alberta should be promoting the rest of Canada as well as Alberta. But we need the same thing back.
Now, I've been covering this United We Roll convoy since they picked me up in Calgary, Alberta, and I drove all the way with them along the Trans-Canada Highway to Ottawa. This has been something that I've been very interested in covering and something that Rebel viewers have been very interested in watching. Now, before anyone was able to speak, before I was even able to speak to her, Vivian Krause, who you might know on Twitter as Fair Questions, had a random outburst, something that I did not expect in the slightest. I started filming a few seconds into the encounter after I realized how hostile she was being. Take a watch at how juvenile she acted here, someone who is supposed to be a keynote speaker at this event. I was just taking a picture. Well, I wasn't asking for an interview.
I don't want you to cover me. If you're covering this rally, I'm leaving right now. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, I don't do any media with the rebel.
I've never asked you to do media with me.
Well, you just assumed that I would.
I certainly did not.
Well, yeah, sure you did. You just filmed me. Sorry.
I can start filming.
Nothing against you personally.
Well, that sounds pretty personal to me.
No, it's not personal. It's about the company. Sorry. I don't even know your name. How could it be personal? Anyway, I'm Vivian, and as an individual, it's nice to meet you. But I will not do any media.
I would say that was one of the most rude introductions I've ever had in my life.
Well, you're the Rebel Media, and you're the very first person from the media I have ever spoken to who has not introduced themselves.
I didn't even approach you.
You filmed me. You filmed me. Did you film me? Or am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, I certainly turned the camera on now.
No, but did you?
No, I did not. I just turned it on. You'll be able to see it when it gets posted online.
You were filming me.
Do you want to review what we just filmed here?
Sure.
So you can see how silly you look. I can't believe that you acted like that.
I'm. What can I say?
I don't know. An apology would be good.
No, I'm not going to apologize because I have a principle that I don't do media with the Rebel because some of the positions you've taken.
And what position have I taken that you don't like?
Not you personally. I don't even know your name.
Then why would you be so rude to me right off the bat?
Because you're the
Aren't
Rebel.
you trying to fundraise like $150,000 for a documentary, and you're treating people who would be donating to? I'm gonna be surprised if a single Rebel supporter actually donates to you now, and I'm sure if they have already, they're gonna be taking their money back because of the way you just treated me. Do you want to apologize or not? Because I guarantee you it's probably in the 5-figure range that they've given you. So Why are we not good enough for you?
Hang on, because of the way you're acting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see right at the start of this video how you were acting.
No, well, that'd be interesting because normally when people in the media approach somebody, they introduce themselves, which you didn't do.
I hadn't approached you at all.
Yeah, you did. You were filming. You were rolling the camera.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't rolling the camera.
No. Now, I'm not sure what triggered Vivian Krause's juvenile outburst over a news outlet covering a public event. I'm not sure if she has some big donors that are just maybe not fans of the Rebel. Keep in mind, she's fundraised over $100,000 to film a documentary about Alberta's oil and gas industry and how foreign-funded organizations have been influencing it. Now, I don't know why she needs $160,000 to do that. I could do that on half the budget. The Rebel could do it on half the budget. I'm sure we've done it. When we covered the farm killings in South Africa. I don't know what she's going to spend her money on. I don't know if she's enamored with her own celebrity. She's too good to speak when the Rebel's here. I guess that's her prerogative. I think it's a little sad, and you can judge with your own money if you've donated to her and maybe want to redirect that money from her to the Rebel. I think that there is a refund policy with GoFundMe. Doesn't matter. We're going to keep going here. I'm going to interview Glenn Carrott. He's the convoy organizer here from Red Deer, Alberta. Let's see what he has to say. Could you tell me what was the difference between this convoy and the one to Ottawa?
You know, a lot of things were very similar. We set out to Ottawa with one goal in mind, to get onto Parliament Hill, and as I've said before, the story became the drive out to Parliament Hill and all the people that were so supportive of our oil and gas industry across the country. And so the similarity is that's what happened out in Vancouver. As we were coming out here, there was so much support. People were waving and giving us thumbs up out the windows, and every plate we stopped and did a few interviews, and they say that the majority of people want oil and gas.
Why didn't the mainstream media come out here today?
You know, I'm not sure. I think that maybe it wasn't quite as well advertised as we thought it should have been. They were notified. I think the people are realizing that we're not speaking for any politicians, that we're speaking for the people. So I think there's a little bit of control going on there with mainstream media, that, you know, if it's controlled by the politicians, then they'll control where they go and what message is heard. So, you know, that's why we rely on social media and different forms of media, because obviously the mainstream media doesn't want to hear the truth about the real people and the real issues and the people that actually do want our oil and gas to get viable.
It doesn't look like Antifa showed up, but the police showed up to help you guys get through Metro Vancouver. Were they helpful?
Absolutely. They got. We had a 9 motorcycle brigade going through, and it was really cool. Actually, they're like a well-oiled machine. One would zip up, two would zip up to block off the intersection. We had to follow a lead to take us through the city. We went right through. It was like, you know, it was like we were in a parade. And as we were going through right through downtown, we were honking our horns, and people were waving us. And, you know, even all the people that were hanging out at the farmers markets, they want to see oil and gas going in this country.
Now, as Glenn mentioned, there was no mainstream media here. I don't know why they didn't want to cover this huge event when trucks like this drive all the way from Red Deer to Vancouver with a message and all the support that United We Roll has. I think it's a story certainly worth covering. The Rebel thought it was worth covering, which is why I'm here. And we're not going to stop covering events like these, even if the mainstream media refuses to do so. We'll keep covering the other side of the story so that you can stay up to date with what's going on in Canada. For the Rebel.media, I'm Keean Bexte. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our coverage here on the ground at the United We Roll convoy in Vancouver, British Columbia. To stay up to date with everything I'm doing on the ground, go to www.rebelinvestigates.com. You can pitch into my coverage there if you'd like to help keep me on the road. And you can follow me live at The Real Keean on Twitter so that you can see what I'm doing as it happens.